I've said it before in a couple of other videos, but we are really living in the golden age of indie games. Whatever you're looking for, whether it be something deep and thought-provoking or a sugar rush of adrenaline, you're going to find something that tickles your fancy. And Berserk Boy is definitely aiming for the latter. Developed by the very aptly titled Berserk Boy Games, it's an action platformer set in a futuristic world in which an evil scientist named Dr. Genos is trying to harness cosmic dark energy to take over the world. Oh, classic. So you take the role of Kai, a teenager who unwittingly comes into contact with a Berserk Orb, a mythical phenomena that imbues its host with superpowers. All hopped up on Orb, you become the titular Berserk Boy, and it's up to you and your pals to stop the baddies and save the day. But after being stuck in development hell for over 4 years, and having a charming retro style and the promise of fast-paced gameplay, will it do enough to drive us berserk in the best possible way? Watch on to find out. So when they said the gameplay was fast-paced, they weren't joking. With both vertical and horizontal platforming, you can zip around all over the place super bloody quick, dashing over obstacles and quite literally bouncing off the walls. And then there's the combat. Dr. Genos' minions come at you from all angles, and you'll either have to take them on or try to dash past them and hope you don't clock a surprise whack. And if you do decide to throw proverbial fists, you'll be able to chain together combos to stylishly take down the baddies. I won't lie, I put everything down on the lowest difficulty, but still found a lot of the enemies pretty challenging. Some of them can absorb a lot of punishment before they go down, making for a bit of a learning curve. But once you get the hang of it, there's a real fluidity and rhythm to the action that's super satisfying when you get in the groove. Speaking of difficulty, you can either play with modern settings, where you get infinite retries, or you can always be a total masochist and pick retro, where not only is everything harder, but you also only get a set amount of lives before you get a game over. If you pick retro, we get it, you drink at the salty spittoon. But honestly, I'm happy at Weenie Hut Juniors. Anywho, despite experiencing most of the levels at a blistering pace, there's still a lot of detail and charm to each stage. Not only is there a ton of variety in the design and challenges, but there's also plenty of branching paths in the spirit of classic Metroidvanias. Now, if you're a completionist like me, that will mean a lot of backtracking, but honestly, I didn't hate it. But what really sets Berserk Boy apart from its contemporaries is the abilities that you gradually develop from the Berserk Orb. Largely based on the 4 elements, it won't be long before you're harnessing the power of fire, ice, and even learning to fly. It adds a whole new dimension to combat and problem solving, and all the powers are balanced pretty well, meaning I didn't rely on any particular one. Plus, these powers make you feel like you're playing through a Saturday morning cartoon, and honestly, when is that not cool? And this vibe extends to the visuals, with bright colors, big cartoony sprites, and Super Saiyan-esque hairstyles. It's the love child of Mountain Dew and 3D Doritos, and I say that with the utmost respect and reverence, believe me. As you can probably tell, I had a great time with the Berserk Boy, and it's an easy one to recommend. The only thing is, it's definitely a product of its influences, for better or worse. The obvious one is Mega Man X, which I'm sure you will have heard from many other critics, but the speed and fluidity is also more than a little reminiscent of the Sonic series. And don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with homages and building on what's come before. But that's the thing, I'm not sure how much it really builds on what's come before. Yes, it's a lot of fun, and yes, it's technically proficient, but, and honestly this is a real question that I don't know the answer to, where's the line between influenced by and derivative of? This is a super cynical outlook, and like I said, you should definitely check it out. I just can't tell if people are going to be talking about it all that much in years to come. But anyway, what did you think of Berserk Boy? Let me know in the comments below, I would love to read your thoughts. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe for plenty more videos on all things gaming, and you can always visit UpsideDownShark.com to keep up with everything else we've got going on. Until then, my name is Tom, this has been UDS, and we'll see you next time.